10 greatest signature moves in football history. The greatest attraction in the game of football is the thrill that comes with it, raising players to a point where they're idolized by many. The craze goes further when some of these players are able to replicate certain unique moves that help them confuse the opponent. It has to feel really good to have a whole move named after you in the game. Now, here are some of the top signature moves in the game and the pioneering players. The bounce shot. Mesut Ozil. You know this one is one of those moves that people see and think, yeah, he was just lucky. But after Mesut Ozil was able to do this again and again, the player bodied the iconic move. This was a nightmare for goalkeepers, as he enacted the move only when it was clear there was nothing in the world you could do to save the day. The move involves a subtle touch on the ball while it's still rolling flat on the ground, inducing a gentle lift designed to take the opponent by surprise. Diving the other way to catch the ball, while it gently flies over you for the goal. Ozil's score against Liverpool with that technique in 2017 gave it the kind of recognition that it needed among fans. A move crafted to deceive and walk over the opponent. Now, if you think that's impressive, let's look at the body feint attributed to Messi. One of the most iconic uses of the body feint was in the 2015 Copa del Rey final against Atletico Bilbao. Messi received the ball on the right wing, dropped his shoulder to make the defender think he'd cut inside, then explosively burst past him on the outside, leaving him flat-footed and scoring a stunning solo goal. This technique was just the perfect deceit for bypassing defenders, by masking the direction Messi wants to go with the ball with a slight drop of the shoulder and subtle taps on the ball. The sudden burst of speed that follows often comes as a surprise to defenders, making it really difficult to stop him. Over the years, Messi has come to be known to be almost unstoppable when he's at full speed and uses little movements to get out of tight spaces, making this move one of the most talked about in football. The step over. Ronaldinho. The Brazilian had quite a successful career in football and was among the people who got associated with certain iconic moves in the history of the game. When we talk about moves that are designed to confuse and intimidate opponents, especially defenders, the Ronaldinho step-over readily comes to mind. To enact the skill, the ball is usually slightly ahead of the player, and once he is close to a defender, he quickly moves over the ball in quick succession with each foot, successfully masking which direction the ball will be going in. The move was so effective that ahead of certain matches, other teams began to train on how to tackle that particular move. It was basically a nightmare for defenders. Other players try to carry out the same move, but Ronaldinho will forever remain the star. The knuckleball. Cristiano Ronaldo. The famous knuckleball kick was pioneered by no other than Ronaldo himself. Back in the 2008 Premier League season, which left every fan amazed at the sheer display of skill. Unlike a traditional free kick struck with the laces, the knuckleball is hit with the flatter part of the foot, minimizing the spin imparted on the ball. This singular move creates an effect like no other. This creates an erratic dipping and swerving motion as it flies through the air, making it incredibly difficult for goalkeepers to predict and track. The ball just flies over the human wall and dips at the right moment to score. The lack of spin also means the ball doesn't rise much, often dipping suddenly just before reaching the goal. This can catch even the most alert keepers off guard, leading to spectacular goals like the one Ronaldo scored against Porto back in 2008. The player has stuck with the move ever since. Up next is the overhead kick from Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Having a background in Taekwondo, the player has been able to make his career in the game a little bit of a blend of both and has been able to pull some of the most impressive acrobatic moves on the pitch, sending the ball flying for the goal. His most iconic move came at a friendly match between Sweden and England back in 2012. As he received a long ball near the edge of the box, he made his signature move mid-air and saw the ball flying into the top corner of the net, leaving everyone in awe. Many may think that being over 6 feet tall will slow him down, but he's found a way to use this to his advantage. He's been able to pull some bicycle kicks that saw the balls flying into the net. This move often comes as a surprise to the keepers, as they come at the most unexpected moments and distances. The McGeady spin. Aiden McGeady. The McGeady spin has often been likened to the Zidane roulette, but they're not exactly the same. McGeady has perfected this move, which creates a false direction for the defenders, and with a quick spin, the ball gets redirected with the outside of the left foot. Just look at that. Now, the McGeady spin isn't about raw power. It's about deception and quick feet. The unexpected flick and pivot throw the defender off balance, creating space for McGeady to exploit. It's a move that requires excellent control, coordination, and awareness, making it a difficult trick to master. One of the most iconic moments came in the 2008 Scottish Cup final. McGeady, then playing for Celtic, received the ball near the touchline, performed the spin past a Rangers defender, and crossed the ball to set up Kenny Miller for the winning goal. The drag back, Sergio Busquets. The crazy thing about being on the pitch is the immense pressure that you get to face as a footballer, especially when you're in possession of the ball. Your success or failure at that point depends on decisions that you will be able to make in split seconds. This is where Sergio seems to thrive. He has crafted a means that allows him to calm the pressure around him by fighting off attacking opponents. His signature move, the drawback, allows him to subtly pull the ball back, sending the attacking opponent to a different direction, while he makes his play through another. The skills that he displays on the pitch have made fans warm up to him and has made him stand out in the team, no longer seen as thriving in the shadow of teammates. His sheer ability to buy time in the heat of the moment affords him the opportunity to make a huge difference for the team on the pitch. The cut inside, Arjen Robben. Arjen Robben retired from professional football in 2023, leaving behind an evergreen legacy in the game as one of the most successful wingers and was among the few who got some spectacular moves named after them in the game. To successfully execute the cut inside, the player had an incredible burst of speed, which helped him get past defenders. You could anticipate what Robben is about to do, but there is usually little that you can do to stop him from executing the move. Robben would run at defenders with seemingly unstoppable speed, and just in the heat of that moment, he would suddenly shift his weight and cut the ball inwards with his left foot, often taking the keepers by surprise. One of his best moments will be from the 2012 Championship League Finals. The move earned him a goal against Borussia Dortmund, sealing Bayern's victory in that game. The reverse step over, JJ Okocha. We now move over to the Nigerian star and the amazing moves that he made on the field during his prime. He was really popular for playing for the Nigerian national team, and a lot of fans were really impressed by his moves. He also had his time with PSG and Bolton. At PSG, he played alongside Ronaldinho and both formed a formidable obstacle for their opponents. Okocha popularized the reverse step-over move and was a nightmare for the attacking team. This looked like the step-over from Ronaldinho, but the player skillfully rolled over the ball with his right foot and created a barrier by stepping over with his right. With this move, the player seemed very much unstoppable in the field of play, and this earned him admiration from many other players. We also have the backheel touch from Neymar. Being one of the big names in the game, Neymar has gathered for himself quite an impressive record, leading some big clubs to scramble for his talent. Back in 2017, PSG shattered the transfer record that year by signing Neymar for a staggering $22 million. No doubt with much expected from him, he became a centerpiece of the team. The playing has also been credited with some subtle moves like the backheel touch, which involves the player leaping a little into the air and tapping an incoming ball by skillfully weaving one foot behind the other. The move often comes with a sprint towards the goalpost. Neymar has been really instrumental in the Brazilian football club, holding the record for the most goals scored for the national team among their active players. Watching him move in the field is really a sight to behold. There are some iconic moves that we didn't mention here, and we'll be delighted to hear about them in the comments. See you in the next episode.